Eva, assalamu
Elana.
alaikum.
Alaikum salam. It's
It's
been
been
a
a while.
while.
How are you, my friend?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm very happy to speak to you
Yeah,
today.
I'm really happy. Also, the last time we saw
Yeah.
each other was in Paris at the Paris Peace
Yeah.
Conference, which was
Yes.
over a month ago. And since then, we've had two
Yes.
new wars, like literally two new wars. We had Iran and
Yes.
then Syria, and it's like, yeah,
Wow. It's been
it's been intense.
intense.
So
Yeah.
let,
Yeah.
to
To
say the
say the
least,
least.
yes. So let's talk a little bit about Paris to like regroup because
Yes.
I'd love to, and then let's talk about what happened after Paris because that's its own story.
Yeah.
All right. So Eva, you had a beautiful role in Paris. You had this beautiful role of like, I would call it some kind of like spiritual guide or spiritual facilitator where you were going around to all the different groups. And before people got into the really hard nitty gritty of things, you would go in there and you would say, let's do a meditation or let's just do a little exercise to bring us all together and all this spiritual and body work. At the end, you were also doing all the body stuff like that. The very last session.
I love how you're describing
Am I
it.
getting it wrong? You tell me. I'm sorry. Tell me what you did.
No, but
Yeah.
no, I actually love what you describe it, how you're describing it. And, because it was challenging. I wouldn't call it hard. It was challenging to get people out of their head. For me, it came as an insight when I heard one of the participants. It was the morning. I mean, we have to say the morning we started the conference was the morning when Israel attacked Iran. So we were arriving, all these like 150 or more
Hundreds. Yeah.
peace
Yeah.
activists coming to Paris to the Conseil économique et social, the Social and Economic Council, and like coming with this like I would say a lot of hope and excitement about what we came there to do. I mean, I flew from Costa Rica to Paris to be in that conference, and Olmep was like organizing all this participation of civil society. It was pretty special. And then you wake up and you have the news. And I remember we were sitting in the first workshop, and an Israeli participant just said, I just can't. I'm like angry. I'm upset about what's happening. And I just like went for like a couple of minutes speaking about his emotions. And I saw that as an opportunity. This was, I think, the kairos that I saw of like, oh my God, how will we be even able to speak to each other when we are all so traumatized? So
Yeah.
for me, it was to bring people. I would say he kind of gave me the impetus of like the permission to come with my offering to say, okay, obviously we're all traumatized and everybody was
Yeah.
traumatized. They just didn't know what to do with
Yeah.
it. Everybody was feeling shocked, angry, upset, sad,
Yeah.
fearful. A lot of us were so afraid about what's going to happen to our family. My family, I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, my family in Jaffa and in Ramle and in Haifa and elsewhere. And so for me, I needed to come back to my body and to come back to, like collect my spirit and do a trauma tapping. So that's what I did. I did a trauma tapping technique that I've learned. And I just asked everybody to follow me. And luckily they did,
We did.
and everybody did. And the facilitator allowed me to kind of do this offering. And it was just like 5 minutes. And everybody kind of tuned in, and you will tell me how it was for the rest, because after that, I just moved to another group. And what was interesting, our group was, because I was sitting next to you and we were going to be together in this workshop. And our group was about the creation of the two-state solution. We were going to discuss the two-state solution. And then I stepped out after we did the exercise. I stepped out and I'm like, oh, I need to do that actually in every single group. I just took on this initiative. And when I went to the other group was working about narrative. And as I entered the room, one person, a Palestinian, was sharing his narrative, and it was like going on for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, it would be so great if we're able to tune into our body and feel our emotion and speak about that. And then from there, share our narrative. But the facilitator didn't want to.
Oh, really?
This was so interesting.
Oh, I didn't
Yes,
know
in
that.
this specific workshop, the facilitator said, oh, this is great, but maybe we allow now an Israeli to share their narrative, because a Palestinian just shared their narrative. Let's allow another Israeli share their narrative. And then maybe at the end of this workshop, maybe you can offer something. And I'm like, wow. you're not getting it. It's at the beginning that we need to do it, not at the
Yeah.
end, because this would determine how we are speaking from our emotions and our fear, anger, frustration, rather from a centered place where we understand that this is not about the other person
Yeah.
specifically. This is about the system and structure of oppression that we need to take
Yeah.
our agency and fight it, and not fight it with our emotions. And unless we deal with this trauma, acknowledge this trauma, acknowledge this emotion, they're going to go into the way of us doing anything
Mm.
that would be any productive. And so that happened in that second workshop. And then I moved to the third workshop, which was talking about safety,
Mm.
security, how to ensure security and how to ensure safety, etc. And here my intervention was welcome, and many refer to it also because I was speaking of like, we're talking about security and safety, and we're not talking about the safety
Mm.
inside. This is what we want. Like, the Israeli can be as secure and safe as they can. Unless they feel secure and safe inside, it's not going to go anywhere.
Mm. And,
And they're going to continue controlling and
mm.
occupying and fighting us, Palestinian. And so for me, it was really this swift in the mind to understand we're all wanting the same thing.
Mm.
We're all craving safety. We're all craving normal life. We're so craving normal life. But what is normal? Is normal to continue like the pre 7th of October and the occupation and checkpoint? Is this
Mm.
normal? Gaza being a biggest prison in the world, is this normal? But that's how we used to live.
Mm.
We no, nobody was paying attention to that, and nobody has been paying attention to that for the past 76
Mm.
years. And so this new level of normal is really bringing us to question the very foundation that we have been born into.
Mm.
And for
There
me,
really is no going
in
back.
this,
Like there's nothing to go back to.
there's no going back.
You know, it's not, there
There's
was
no
no,
going
you hear
back.
that sometimes in Israel. You hear people saying like, oh, let's go back to what it was. And it's like, that's not a thing. That's
It's
not,
not an
it's
option.
not an option.
It's not an option.
Yeah.